What's up, everybody? Some huge fight news dropped last night, and that is Benoit Saint Denis taking on Dustin the Diamond Poirier in the co-main event at UFC 299, and then a fight that I predicted was going to happen at UFC 300, Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. That will be on the main card of UFC 300. And in this video, I want to break down both of these matchups. And first, let's start with the UFC 299 matchup, because that's a little bit closer and a very shocking fight announcement to me. And that is Benoit Saint Denis taking on Dustin Poirier. And guys, when I saw this headline, I was surprised. I was very shocked because I thought that there were some rumblings of DP. Maybe he gets a Nate Diaz fight. Maybe it's something again with Max Holloway. Shout out to Dustin for taking this matchup, man. And shout out to Benoit Saint Denis for getting kind of what he called for. After Saint Denis' most recent fight, he gets the job done, gets a great finish over Frivola, and then he calls out, Gaethje. Poirier really just calls out any of the big name guys that are super exciting in the UFC lightweight division. This is huge for Benoit, and this is crazy on the end of Dustin Poirier. But at the same time, DP was kind of backed into a wall, right? I mean, Gaethje, I don't think he was going to get the rematch for the BMF title. We've already seen the Max Holloway fight. McGregor's fighting Chandler. Doesn't sound like Diaz was going to fight Poirier. And at the end of the day, who does Dustin fight, right? He's kind of already fought everybody at the top of the heap. We've seen those matchups. There's nothing really that makes sense as a run back. So at the end of the day, great matchup. I'm excited that this fight got announced. Someone on my live stream, feel free to comment below, whoever it was, might have been you, Teron, but someone said, I want to see DP versus Benoit Saint Denis. And this X's and O's matchup, this style clash is unbelievable, because we've seen DP be in some of the greatest fights that we've seen over the past few years, right? The first one that comes to mind is the matchup with Dan Hooker. DP is a guy that is known for his exceptional boxing skills. The calf kicks are something that he's implemented into his game, which may be a factor in the Saint Denis matchup here. But at the end of the day, this is a great fight because Saint Denis, every win that this guy has had has been some kind of finish. And you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Justin Gaethje taking a fight against Rafael Fiziev. This is something where you get a big name on the horizon in the division, where there has to be something big on the outside for Dustin if he's able to get through Saint Denis. I don't know what that fight is, but there must be some sort of guarantee that if he gets through this guy, there's something big for DP. Because DP said, man, he's not taking fights unless they're big names, unless they're kind of legacy fights, or it's something huge, right? But at the end of the day, we have to remember, I know I keep saying at the end of the day, but we have to remember, Dustin's one of those guys that says he fights because he gets to. He doesn't have to anymore. He's made a lot of money. He's had the McGregor fights. Fighting Saint Denis is a massive risk, but at the same time, it's something that gets DP out of bed. And that's what DP said he's looking for, man. He's looking for fights that excite him, looking for things that scare him. I can't find a matchup outside of Islam or Arman that really would, and Gaethje, that will scare you. And this is a guy that is really scary, because we have not seen someone put a halt to Saint Denis since he has been in the UFC. Every fight, every finish that this guy has is by finish, by submission or TKO. This is an incredible style clash, right? We know about the boxing in the hands of DP. He's not necessarily putting guys out of there with one shot. It's kind of an accumulation of damage. He hurts you, closes you down up against the fence, and just starts letting those hands go. That's really how DP gets the job done. Whereas Saint Denis, it's very unpredictable. Head kicks, good straight punches. I mean, Saint Denis, he's had a lot of submission wins. We know that this guy's dangerous anywhere the fight goes. I think that he's ranked number 12. This is a huge win for Benoit. He gets the job done. He's inside the top 5. A title fight, maybe another win, and then this guy's looking at a title shot. This is a great matchup. This is fight of the night written all over it for UFC 299. I do not think that this goes the distance. I believe that this is a 5-rounder. Super exciting. Glad that they were able to get this, signed as a 5-round co-main, because, man, this is going to be fireworks. I believe that this will win fight of the night as long as nothing crazy happens. I think both guys are going to get hurt. Early prediction. I mean, this is one of those things, guys, where is the new guy on the block in Saint Denis. We've seen as great as he is. Now he's getting that big shot that he's looking for, that big step up in competition. Is he able to get through the Diamond Dustin Poirier, who we haven't seen guys really get through, man. We haven't seen guys that are on the come-up get through DP. And that's why I said that this kind of reminds me of that Justin Gaethje-Rafael Fiziev fight where everyone was like, Fiziev's the guy, man. He's young. He's got great striking. He's kind of rolling through everybody. He's hurting people. This is a very similar situation. I do believe that Saint Denis does have, he does have the I don't know, man. This is so crazy because I really don't know what to think of this fight. I mean, early prediction, I would probably lean towards DP because I love DP, man. I think he's a great fighter. He's been around for a while. He's kind of an OG at this point. But this is very, very, very dangerous. I'm really shocked that he took this fight. Like I said, there must be some sort of crazy financial incentive as well as, maybe some guaranteed title shot with a win. I don't know. But at the end of the day, DP's also that dude, man. He's that dude because he takes the matchups that are scary fights, and that's what he's always said. He wants something that gets him out of bed, that makes him run those extra miles in the morning. Great matchup. Early prediction, I'm probably leaning towards DP, but it would not shock me if Saint Denis is able to get him out of there. I just go off of resume at this particular moment. It's one of those things where we have seen a lot of great things from Saint Denis, but we have not seen him against the top heap of that division, but he does belong at the top of the heap. So we will see. Great matchup. Moving on, UFC 300, Charles do Bronx Oliveira in the return against Arman Tsarukyan. If you guys saw my UFC 300 build a card, this was a matchup I included. This was also a matchup I said we needed to see in 2024. I believed all along that this matchup was going to happen, and the winner will get Islam Makhachev. I think Arman Tsarukyan wins this fight. I've been a pretty firm believer that the way you beat Charles Oliveira is something that Charles has had some issues with, even in his great run. It's inspiring. It's awesome. We all like Charles Oliveira. It's kind of hard not to like him, right? But at the end of the day, got hurt against Michael Chandler, got hurt against Poirier, got hurt against Gaethje, got hurt against Islam. In all these fights, do Bronx is getting hurt, man, other than the Beneil Dariush fight. He looked great in that matchup. But we saw what Arman did to Benny, right? I mean, so we got to kind of play that with a level playing field here. So if we go off of those other matchups, Charles was in trouble in all of those matchups against Gaethje, Poirier, and Chandler. And I know those guys hit hard, and they have pretty good striking, and that's what they're known for. But Arman's got some ferocious stand-up, man. His kicks are nasty. We saw the knee and the uppercut on Dariush. We know Arman's grappling is good. It's improved. We saw him give Islam his toughest fight to date. I think Arman wins this fight. I think he wins this fight. I think that the X factor when you face Charles Oliveira, if you're able to hurt him on the feet and you're not afraid to go to the ground with him to get the finish, which we saw Islam Makhachev do, I do believe that Arman Tsarukyan has the confidence on the feet to hurt Charles Oliveira, and I believe that the X factor, he has the confidence to go to the ground with Charles Oliveira to finish the fight. That was the drawback with Chandler. That was the drawback with Poirier and Gaethje, was they were able to hurt him, but they were so afraid to go to the ground with Oliveira, rightfully so with the jiu-jitsu skills of do Bronx. But I don't see Arman fearing that. I think Arman's able to hurt him on the feet. He's able to finish him on the ground. But just as easily, guys, I could see Oliveira getting in his face right away, not giving Arman any room to operate, landing a good right hand, landing some sort of knee, a head kick again maybe, and then getting a submission over Arman. I think this is an unbelievable fight. This is one of the best fights, stylistic clashes the UFC could have made in 2024. And I do believe that this is going to be an incredible fight on what will eventually be a stacked UFC 300. But early prediction, I'm going Arman Tsarukyan. I think he's able to hurt Oliveira on the feet. And I do believe that he's not going to be scared to go to the ground and play with Charles on the ground and kind of play that game and able to either get him out of there with some ground and pound or step off and kind of take a page out of Islam Makhachev's book and get that arm triangle, get some sort of submission on do Bronx. It's very dangerous, obviously, to go down to the ground with Oliveira. We all know about that. Most submission wins in UFC history. But at the end of the day, I'm rolling with Arman. I think that this guy's the real deal, man. And this is a number one contender fight. Whoever wins out of Arman and Oliveira, Dana says, is getting that title shot against Islam Makhachev. We saw Makhachev's going to be out for an extended period of time due to an injury. Incredibly unfortunate, which is making Islam now pretty inactive. I know we saw him fight Volkanovski and then come in and fight Volkanovski again. It was supposed to be Oliveira. I don't know, man. I think Arman, I just think Arman's on a tear. I think he's really well-rounded. I think that he's sharpened his skills and he's improved a lot since that first Islam matchup. But I want to know what you all think. Drop your early predictions down below in the comments. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Help your boy out. I appreciate you all. See you in the next one.